A minute. All right. Spencer Dinwiddie, what's the definition of a successful season this year?
Damn, you opened up.
We're going right for
and
it.
went
right
crazy. You went right for it. I mean, obviously we want to go further than last year. So I think that's a good measure of success. I know it's a high bar, and there's no guarantees because we are a little bit of a different look team than we were last year. But we retain a top 5 player. We retain 80% of our production, and in theory, we add on more talent in Tim, JaVale, and C. Wood.
Looking back at the playoffs last year, what's your favorite moment? What stands out to you? Could be your dunk on Rudy Gobert, Game 7.
That's a great moment.
Game 7 for sure. I mean, and that's just collectively, right? I think, and not to add any fuel to Phoenix's fire, right? But to go into, a road environment, they were the best team throughout the regular season. And it was absolute domination for sure. And I'm sure they can admit to that as well. I think that was probably the most fun game of my career in the NBA so far.
What's it like in a game like that? Like, when do you know it's like this is different? Like this, we're gonna run away with this.
Oh, we knew at halftime.
Yeah,
it was over.
When Luka had the same amount of points,
it was over. The game was over. And like I said again, I'm always cautious with my quotes because I always end up on headlines and whatnot. This is no shot at the Suns or nothing like that. Obviously they had a phenomenal regular season. And going into Game 7, that's not what we thought was going to happen. We thought, dogfight, knockdown, drag out. Yeah. But just the way the ball fell that day, I mean, it was over at halftime.
What did you learn about yourself, maybe either yourself or as the team, going on a deep playoff run like that?
Just how, much chemistry and accountability really do affect the unit. And I think I've said this a lot today. We were better than the sum of our parts for sure, and I think that just comes down to everybody genuinely liking each other, everybody being accountable and going out there and trying to do their job to the best of their ability.
What's different about the chemistry that the Mavericks had compared to some of the other stops you've had in your career? That was a big thing when you first came in, and you've seen it now for a while.
I mean, it's been night and day from a lot of other stops, and that's not even necessarily a shot at other stops either. They've been cool groups, great guys. I've been blessed to not really have any bad teammates, but just the environment and the tenor. It's amazing when you can be in a dogfight, but also keep it light. But then at the same time, still know but I need to do my job. Because sometimes you're in a dogfight, you try to keep it too light, and you miss an assignment because, you're trying to keep it too loose, right? I just think there was a great balance with our team last year where, we could keep it light, we could make jokes, but everybody knew their job and legitimately tried their best to do their job.
Year 2 of post-injury.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? What's the stats and everything? There's some
man.
I couldn't keep it going.
Damn. Just creep up on me. That's crazy. No, that's all good. I appreciate you. I'm good. I can hey.
I just saw him come.
I know. I was I don't know what he's about to do, but year 2 post injury, how are you feeling? And I feel like you see different stats, or has the doctors told you, hey, year 2, you're gonna feel better? How are you approaching that?
Well, remember, I've been through ACL before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I did that when I was coming into the NBA. 9 years ago. It was tough, and obviously the first year is definitely tough. I came back extremely quick and a credit to that recovery process, but it's night and day. I mean, I spent all last summer rehabbing, and trying to figure out where I was going to sign and who I was going to play for and all that other stuff. It's a lot different when you know where you're going, your role, the team, you're doing a real summer of just training and all that stuff. So it's a completely different situation, and I feel phenomenal. I mean, sometimes in rehab, you got to go 2 hard days and then 1 day off because maybe it swells up a little bit or something like that. Especially early in the recovery when you're a month and 2 months in and stuff like that. I could play all week and nothing happens. It's just you just keep going. So I feel great.
We saw you were playing the other day, and you said Jaden Hardy was running the court.
Yeah, so we had a squad. I think it was me, Jaden,
Tim was on
Maxie, Tim, JaVale, and Yeah, no, Jaden Hardy was getting some baskets, and we ran the court. I mean, obviously, he wasn't the only one scoring, but, it's always great to get a rook some confidence and definitely give him his props when he does some things that are special. And we were undefeated 2 days in a row, so, we need some better defenders, Doe, Bullock, whoever else was trying to guard us. So they ain't doing a good enough job.
So JB's gone. Mm-hmm. You're starting.
Yeah.
Does starting matter to you? Does starting matter?
I think from an ego perspective, of course, like I think, you want to be named a starter. You want to have that validation, right? But at the end of the day, and, as cliche as it may sound, finishing the game always is a bigger indicator of where the coach puts his trust. And I think, obviously a lot of times I finished games in a 3-guard lineup with them. And I knew coming into, a season late that it wasn't on me to demand a starting position or do anything to rock the boat or potentially affect chemistry, So I accepted that role for sure. And I'm looking forward to this new one as well.
Jason Kidd said all the way back at Summer League that you were going to start.
Yeah.
At what point did you know that you were going to start? Did he have any conversations with you about what your role is going to be this year? And anything like that?
Nah, he really just kind of said it. And I was like, okay, well, that's what it is. We haven't really spoken about it. But overall, I think, people kind of forget, my role's not going to change that much. Yeah. If you looked at last year's team, we had 3 playmakers, and he pretty much said, hey, we get the ball to Luka, JB, Spence in that order. They make the plays. Everybody else do their job. If you're a shooter, shoot. You're a cutter, cut. You're a lob guy, go for the lob, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, I mean, it's mostly like a volume change than it is like a role change. There were games that Luka was out or JB was out. I started. A lot of games I finished with them. It's just kind of you just go out there and hoop. Like my role as a playmaker is still going to be the same. Luka's a primary playmaker. I'm a secondary playmaker. And we had plenty of games like that last year. We also had games where JB was primary and I was secondary and what have you, even in the playoffs. And we're able to get a couple wins doing that. So it's not a situation where, starting drastically changes, what I'm actually asked to do, because I was asked to go out there and break down defenses, and I'll be asked to do the same thing now.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a fun route here. We need you to draw Luka's logo. We've asked all of his teammates so far to draw his logo.
It's the L7, man.
Okay.
It's like
going in confident.
Like that, right?
Okay.
But it goes over though. Thank you.
You got to be better than Theo. Theo was just
Theo's was so bad.
Man, it was tough.
It's the L7 though. It's I'm trying to figure out exactly where the 7 connects. It's not a box. It's like.
See, Nico went with the straight box.
He drew just a box.
All right, here it is.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
This is it, Spencer Dinwiddie. Lucas.
It's like.
It's L7.
It's L7.
What's something annoying about Luka? Could be a good annoying, a bad annoying.
Something annoying about Luka? I don't know. I don't know if I was here long enough to really know annoying quirks and things like that. I would say his willingness to take a challenge is funny at times.
Challenge like what?
So, all right. Now that, well, I mean, we do have to play them. So, I'll put it like this. I'll give you a rough reference.
Okay, yeah.
Let's say J Kidd says, your PPP, so points per possession, right? Yeah. Let's say he says, player A, your points per possession is 1.2. It's great. Player B, your points per possession is 0.3. It's terrible. He'll be like, so don't go at him because he can guard you. Go at him because he can't guard you. Luke will be like, huh? And he'll go right at player B. Like, Luka, come on. We get it. Nobody can guard you, whatever. But, can we just go at player A, please? Because, so he has a tendency to do stuff like that.
How do you think that matchup with JB is going to be about? December. Is Luka going to take him to the block, really quick?
I'd be interested to see if they even put JB on him. I don't think they will.
Luka's just going to try to switch.
He would definitely hunt him. He'll hunt him out at some point in time. I'm assuming, but I think New York will probably put RJ Barrett on him or something like that. So that's gonna be an interesting game to see how
he might guard you some.
Possibly, they'll probably put him on Bullock is what I would assume. It's just gonna be interesting to see how whenever you're not really matched up head to head, the moments when they do actually happen, everybody gets on their feet. because it's not consistent. So like think about like back in the day when like Kobe and T-Mac would play each other and they were matched up all the time. It's the game, so you're constantly watching it. So like you get into a flow of like they're going at each other. In this situation, because they likely won't be actually matched up against each other, they'll get called on a switch like midway through the first quarter, and everybody will go, ooh. Yeah, even the players on the team will probably go like, all right, what's going to happen? Is he going to like go at him? Is he not? Like, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah. All right, a couple more. You got to watch a reality show about any teammate that you have. The cameras following them around 24/7. What show would you want to watch?
Oh, Tim's. I feel like it'd be lit.
Just going to Miami all the time.
For sure.
Hanging out with his dad would make a cameo.
What? Yeah.
I feel like a couple of people have said Spencer.
Me? Yeah. Listen. It might be interesting, but we talking about like lit. Tim's be lit. Well, you know what I mean? I cook food, you know, and I might have a conference call about some cryptocurrency. Like it's gonna be varied, right? It's gonna be interesting, but like Tim's is lit for sure.
All right, so media day, you're getting a lot of questions thrown at you.
Mm-hmm.
You got one question for us. What would it be?
One question for y'all. What are y'all expectations for the season?
Finals. Yeah.
Can you break that down as to why? Not just from a fandom perspective, but just like a...
No, I think you and Luka playing together as these two primary ball handlers. One, I'm not just saying this.
He's not BSing. He's been really high on you going into this season.
I've been really high this season that Spencer's going to have this monster year. I've been saying it over the past like month. And I think that combination of you having a monster year, I think Luka's going to have an MVP type year. And, you know, some of the front court additions too, down low, getting some rebounds, stuff like that. And I think it's going to be I think y'all built a foundation last year and culture and everything that you guys can build upon this year.
And now you got more options. Like you short up the front court with JaVale and Christian Wood, and now there's more options to go at certain teams that you couldn't last year.
You have the ability to go big. You have the ability to go small.
Definitely.
There's a lot of
go really big.
Yeah, you have a lot of flexibility.
The starting lineup's big.
Like you could theoretically be the smallest person in the lineup, right?
Which is crazy.
And you're what, 6'6", 6'5"?
Yeah, 6'6".
Okay.
6'5", no shoes, 6'6" with him.
So, anyway, finals.
There we go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, boss.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
See you soon.